Did you know that music releases a chemical in the brain called dopamine, which generally makes a person feel happier? In fact, different genres of music tend to make the human brain react in all sorts of different ways. Classical music, for an example, is known as a stress reliever that creates a dopamine rush that gives a sense of relaxation. University of Alabama suggests that if you have a playlist you like to listen to while you're doing homework, you could add some classical music in that mix, and it'll lift that stress off of your shoulders and make you feel a lot more calm while you're trying to get your school done. Pop music, on the other hand, is a little different. If you like listening to pop and you like singing along to the lyrics, this is because pop music is very catchy and repetitive, and it releases dopamine that makes people want to sing and dance along. Lastly, rap music. Rap music creates a sense of motivation. I've noticed this while I listen to rap music and while I'm at work. While I'm working, I like to listen to rap because it does make me feel more motivated to get my work done. Usually when I have a lot on my plate while I'm at work or I need to get my stuff done fast, I'll put on some rap and crank it out. Learning how to play an instrument is also a very big part of the connection between the brain and music. One MD Nutrition states that learning to play an instrument can improve auditory processing, listening, and memory. I myself played the guitar for about 12 years. I played from when I was 6 years old to my senior year of high school. The picture that's in my presentation is a picture of me and my little sister, and in that picture I'm showing her how to play the guitar. I have noticed that when I was playing the guitar, my memory and my listening was improved greatly. So a good example of my memory being improved was when I had to perform my music in front of a big audience, and I wasn't able to bring my sheet music along with me. I had to memorize the work that I was performing, and that led to a better performance, because if you memorize a song off the top of your head, you often play it a lot better. So this ended up with me having a pretty big repertoire by the end of when I finished playing the guitar. And a repertoire is a term for musicians where they have a big collective works where they know it off the top of their head. It's a big collective work of songs that they have memorized. Moving on to listening. Listening was affected for me when I played the guitar because me and my brother would play together. Quite often we would play duets with him having one part and me having another part. Whenever we would play together, I would have to listen to where he was at in the song and listen to where I was at the same time. And if we were off sync by even just a little bit, I would have to either speed up or slow down to his pace. Working with your brother is hard enough when you're playing an instrument together, but I would also often have to do ensembles, which is a term for a big group song that everybody performs together. That's the same thing with me and my brother. It's just 10 other people all playing the same thing. The last point I have about the brain and music is music and memory being linked. Penn State states that it's a common experience to hear a song and have it be linked to a certain memory. So whenever I hear a song, sometimes it vividly reminds me of that memory. And a good example of this is whenever I hear the song Jammin' by Bob Marley, it reminds me of rafting with my family. The reason that is my dad, it's his favorite song to play on the river. He plays it every single time. And so whenever I hear Jammin' by Bob Marley out of context, it reminds me of, unfortunately, my dad singing very loudly and dancing violently to this song. A more relatable real-life example of music and memory being linked is the ABCs. The ABCs is just the alphabet put over a song, and if the alphabet wasn't connected with the song, it would probably be a lot more difficult to remember. And this is because music reaches a certain part in the brain that makes the tune and the rhythm easy to memorize. So if you ever can't get a song out of your head, and you're wondering, why can't I just get this song out of my head? It's because that music is reaching that certain part in your brain, and it makes it so much easier to remember that piece of information. Whereas if you are trying to learn something, like read in your textbook without a song attached, it's a lot more difficult to remember that piece of information. So to sum it all up, Music accesses a specific part of the brain that no other form of information can get to, and it affects emotion, memory, and learning.